So I'm really excited to finally be meeting Isla, who what did you co-created the WeQuill app and you helped code it and you what's your title exactly?
Well, I'm a co-founder of Weequal App, but I'm also CEO of Weequal School.
So I'm excited to be here
Yeah, excited to be
finally.
here too.
Yeah, so you all reached out to me after maybe a month or so ago after the viral video thing, a little bit
Right.
longer than that because we've been building this for a bit now.
Yeah,
And I understand that you're a big fan of Harry Potter.
definitely. I mean, you could say that.
Yeah. I heard you kind of built a super Harry Potter. You even built a business around selling wands, your room. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, well, I think my ultra obsessed with Harry Potter phase was before the fire. So our house actually burned down, but before that, when I discovered the audiobook and started listening to it, I think so far I have listened to all of the Harry Potter books definitely more than 15 times. So, quite a lot. But I made like a basilisk fang. I made basically a potion ingredient set. I was basically just really, really focused in turning my room into as realistic a Harry Potter world as I could. I painted the platform 9 3/4 barrier on my wall. It was an old house, so we could do things like that, like just paint directly on the wall, totally fine. And so yeah, I did a lot of things. Probably the biggest one was starting my Weequel Wands business, which was where I actually started making wands before that, where I wanted to have a wand, obviously, because that's one of the like main things in
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Like you
Yeah.
gotta have a
Gotta have a
wand.
wand.
Each wand is $10. There's version 1, version 2, version 3, and version 4.
And so I went on Amazon and I was like looking up. I went to Universal and the prices were just sky high. And I'm like, no way I'm going to pay all this just to have a wand. So I started making wands. The first one was with with an actual stick, and then I'd peel it and carve it into a wand. That took a lot of time. So then I started making it with chopsticks and hot glue and paint. And then those were so easy that I was making so many of them, and I was like, might as well just sell a few. And so that's how Weequal Wands was born. So I started selling them to my neighborhood, and then I started selling them to like family that live really far away. So then I'd mail them,
Yeah.
and it was very very fun. And
What
so
what was the profit margins?
the profit margin, well, I made. I'm not totally sure. Well, it was really really cheap because I would buy the chopsticks in bulk, and then I'd also buy the paint and the hot glue in bulk. So I'm not totally sure what. I can't remember what exactly how much the cost was, but it was really really low. So the profit margin was really high, and and so I originally I was selling these at $10 a wand, but then I increased the price to $30 a wand, and it takes about 30 minutes of actual labor, and so that was about $30, like $60 an hour.
Nice.
So I was making pretty good money,
Yeah, they
for
look
a ten
really
year old.
good. Like you showed me some of them and they look like quality. They look is
Oh, thank
equally
you.
good as the ones sold in the gift shops and everything, but even better because they're actual wood and handmade. But
Right.
I understand there's some scalability issues with the business model, so
Well, yeah. I
yeah.
mean, so once the fire happened, I really started to reflect on what I really wanted to focus on, and so that was really when I started to take charge as CEO of Equal School,
Can you tell
and
us
so
the audience is probably wondering about this fire, just what happened so your house burned down in the middle of the
right.
night.
Well, it mostly just got charred. It didn't actually burn down, but yeah, our house caught fire in the middle of the night, and so I lost almost everything that I'd created, but thankfully we still have a lot of footage of it. And then and so we ran out and got ourselves situated. After a few weeks, we moved into our new apartment, and then we started constructing this house. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big experience. It had a lot of effects on us, but yeah, I mean, the least of my worries right then was losing all of my creations, but yeah. So it was a really pretty big experience, and one of the effects was really thinking about like what do we really want to do, like what do we really want to create with the time we have. And so that's when I really started to take charge with Weequal School. And then I stopped actually creating Weequal wands because, like you said, it didn't really scale. But we still actually have a few of those wands, and so that's pretty cool.
That is cool. So your role in so you've been building Weequal with your sister.
Yeah.
What do you tell us a bit for the audience who is not familiar with what Weequal is? How would you summarize it in like a minute or two?
Right. So I run Weequal School, and my sister runs Weequal App. Weequal School is a self-directed virtual learning community, I guess you could call it, and it is built around project-based learning by creating real things. And so we want to have a community of kids, and we're building this community of kids, parents, and professionals that are all learning by creating real things. And we call these creative projects, and they have to be novel and useful. And so these kids, they learn all sorts of different skills by going through this process and presenting their projects to their peers in their community. And the main skill that they learn is how to create value. And in this new world, you really need to learn how to create value, how to create things that are novel and useful, because that's how you set yourself apart. And so that's what we're really, really focused on, is what is the best way to prepare these kids for the real world.
Got it. So people, if the audience would like to check it out, you should head over. We'll put the link below. I think it was really inspirational when I got to talking to this team. I couldn't quite believe it. And then I got to finally come down and meet you all in person, and it's been even more remarkable.
It's been pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's been so. Thank you, Isla. You are inspirational, truly.
Thank you very much.